Yeah, so I know that your home label, which you're signed to, is Star Creature Records. For people who don't know who Star Creature Records are, where the hell have you been? I would like to say. But Star Creature Records are obviously the funk enthusiasts coming up straight out of Chicago. And yeah, I know you've had quite a great relationship with them, and actually been putting out releases for them for quite a while now.
You know what? It really has been amazing with Tim Zawada, coming from starting out with him just hitting me up on SoundCloud. And then around that time, you know, the mid 2015, 2014, he would do things like he would fly into the Bay Area with a big stack of records. Hadn't even met him yet. And he'd come to Sweater Funk and be like, "Hey, I'm from Chicago, and here's your record. I'm delivering it to you in person."
What?
Stuff like that. It just really made my day, and really caught my eye because he was at the time. You know, like I said, there was Slept On, and there was a lot of stuff in L.A. as far as vinyl, but Sweater Funk wasn't putting out vinyl. They just had vinyl, and here comes Tim Zawada with all these 45s, and he just didn't quit until finally. You know, what was it, in 2017, he's on the cover of the Chicago Reader with Tugboat, his dog.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, the work rate out of Star Creature Records is quite phenomenal, really. It's consistent as well, and that's the key thing, I have to say. Very, very consistent. All the releases and all the features artists on there, and the collaborations as well.
Yeah, and it's fueled up by all the great living room DJs that make great mixes, and then in turn come back and inspire me. I'll be sitting there and, you know, my Spotify playlist is doing okay. Maybe I'll go on Twitch or something, see if I can find a live DJ. But there's a wealth of like one DJ in particular, Kirillus. He goes by.
Kirillus,
he just got some great mixes that you can just tap into and hear the curation of particular DJs.
Yeah.
It's something that's invaluable when I'm trying to look for inspiration.
Yeah. There's a lot of DJs, producers, artists within the community on the scene who, you know, putting a lot of effort in and put a lot of work in.
Yeah.
And that's why I love... Go on.
If you're gonna shout out, I'm gonna have to give a shout out to my homie DJ Epic in Sacramento, who held down Motown on Monday.
Yes.
For years there. Homie DJ Epic always keeps it fresh, always keeping my ears lit up.
Yeah, definitely. And his work rate is continuing. He's like obviously on Twitch now, just on a weekly basis, just delivering
and showing love and creating a lifestyle. And thinking deeply about DJs in 2020 and everything, and connecting artists, doing everything you need to do. The people like Walla P that are out of the States are doing every single day. We don't have as many here, but we appreciate the DJs that do it.
Yeah, it definitely makes me feel to be proud of this community. There's, you know, I've said it probably before, but there's nothing like this community that we're in. We're part of. Everybody is friendly, and everyone's got each other's back, and everyone's happy to appreciate and support each other's work.
Yeah, not taking yourself too seriously, just seeing your role and appreciating how that you can, you know, I almost call it like super hobby, because, you know, the process of it's engaging. It's not one directional in the sense of so much of modern technology is just consuming and then feeling like you can't really engage back into it. And it's really a cycle of artists that might know how to DJ, might not. I'm not particularly calling myself a DJ these days. At the same time, in the studio, if I go into the studio more times than none, I'd rather have a DJ there that might show me a hot record, tell me what they're thinking about, what they really want to hear. That might get a better track hitting for me than if I'm trying to work with even another musician that doesn't have their ear to the ground.
Ah, that's interesting. That's an interesting perspective, actually, that you, when going to the studio, you think that vibing in that scenario with a DJ, you may able to, it would help your creative process be different with the outcome. Exactly. And especially feeding back that energy, which is like, oh, you DJ, you're a really good DJ. Well, try producing, and I can share that back to them. And then some of the DJs have become really great producers. Nice. Yeah, so just going back then with Star Creature Records, I want to talk about some of the early releases, the first couple early ones, which I think goes back to 2015, 2014. Am I correct?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I blaze up, so sometimes it gets a little foggy. But, thanks for reminding me.
It's okay, man. I hope you got a clear mind right about now. But no pressure. Yeah, so I'm trying to actually figure out which one comes first, because what we have here, we have two releases from 2015. One of the releases, but they're both 45s. So we've got 145 with a track called Everybody on the A side and B3 on the flip. And B3 features Sally Green and Wells.
Oh yeah, big shout out to Sally Green, such a talent in the Bay. Can do super multifaceted. She also collaborates with B Bravo, who is a huge hitter for me, heavy hitter.
Yes, shout out to Sally Green, most definitely. She's got a lot of good stuff coming out soon as well. That's another note. But she's also done some stuff recently with Bus Crates as well.
Right? What a monster he is. I hit him up personally. I was like, Bus Crates, how do I listen to your album? It's not out yet, but how do I listen to it? So he knows that I'm on his tip.
Oh man, Bus Crates. This album of his is so highly anticipated. I think everyone on the scene knows that as well. They just know that it's a long time coming, but at the same time, it's one of those things that it can't be rushed, and I'm quite glad that he's taken his time with it, and it feels like it's the right time, doesn't it?
Yeah, man. I mean, he's steady producing singles, and when someone takes the effort to really put together a full length, is when it really just it becomes more of an immersive storyline, and that's the goal. So props to him. Yeah,
man. And going back to the early releases with Star Creature, I know you got another 45 with Do Me Like That featuring Chester Blake.
Oh yeah, props to her. Great tune, just so unique, that tune, and really vocals that just carry it. It has a real 80s kind of disco tone, and I went back to the drawing board trying to do some other versions of that track so many times, and I just couldn't hit it the way that I wanted to. That's just a track in its own.
Yeah, it was the one-time magic that can't be recreated.
Nope. Because I'll be honest with that. What the story was that I was in a relationship with the lead singer, and we were having some struggles, and it was actually, I wrote the lyrics, Do Me Like That, as an irony. Why you gotta do me like that? Do me like that. Why you gotta do me like that? And
right.
So that's really a time stamp for me, and then the irony of it is that I was singing it, and there's no way I could really reproduce her singing quality in the way that she performed it. And she also put her own touch to it and added some things which I would easily give her some writing credit for.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is that she took it, and so that was something that kind of was some therapy for us as far as the songwriting process.
That's incredible, man. You hear that, people? You heard it right here, exclusively on Studio Funk. I don't think you're going to get that information elsewhere. But what we're going to do right now, we're going to get into these couple of tracks and then enjoy them, man, because I know these tracks go hard. So let's get
shout out to Oswald, always keeping it real. I really appreciate that,
man. No worries, man. Thank you, Eli, man.
Studio Funk.
All right, man, let's get into it right now.